today we are talking about the confidence shift. And this is about how do we move from performance to presence when it comes to speaking. So if you've ever felt like you've walked away from a room and it's like, damn, I wish I said that. This is what I really wanted to say, but then you didn't. You either self-edited or you've prepared so much and over-prepared and over-polished that you really missed the essence of what you really wanted to say. Right? If you can relate to this, drop a yes in the comments where you've walked away going, damn, I really wanted to say that. Or, it's like, I thought I polished it properly and then it didn't all come out and everything like that. Because what I know is I've been stuck in this loop of performance versus presence. And it's interesting when you start walking your journey around becoming a better speaker, communicator, and leader, you want to learn how to be more polished. And often when you are walking down that path, sometimes you can lose the essence and realness of who you are and what magnetized you to your audience originally. And that's what I want to speak to you about today. So many years ago in my corporate, some of you know my story of how I reignited my love for being on the stage and, really found my home. And that was when I was asked to share my story around my corporate career and a little bit about even my personal life. And when I got on that stage and in the room and started to share my story, I really felt at home and I started to see the impact that my story was having with the audience. And at that moment, I decided I want to be better at that. I want to be better at storytelling. I want to be better when it comes to speaking so that I can really influence, impact, and inspire people. And in my desire of becoming better, there have been moments where I've over polished versus presence. And maybe you've been used to that where you've polished because someone said to you, you should put your script together like this, or you should say these words because they're the ones that really have people leaning in, etc. And now, if you can relate to this, I'd invite you to comment down below, like if this resonates with you, or maybe you've been speaking and you feel inauthentic, like you're faking it and it doesn't feel real for you. All of this is what it means to be in this performance state. And how do you move from that? How do you unlearn that when that was something that you really aspired to? And I don't believe in about unlearning it. I believe in finding the right balance between the two, because I strongly believe that there are elements of polish that serves the message that needs to land in order for it to land, make that impact, create that inspiration or that influence. But you want to also ensure, I now want to self-correct instead of but, and you also want to ensure that you still keep the realness of you, the presence of you. So how do you navigate that? How do you navigate the polish and performance and the presence? I feel like I'm really in that right now. And so I want to share with you 3 things that I come back to check in whether or not this is going into too far performance and not enough presence, or vice versa as well, because sometimes you can be so present that you don't allow the message to really land, and that does a disservice to your message and to the audience. So, a balance between the two. Let's go with number 1. Stop polishing and start pausing. What I mean by that is right before when I self-edited, and that was me polishing, right? Polishing my message to ensure that it landed. Me openly sharing that I was doing that is my presence, right? So stop polishing, start pausing more. What I mean by that, if we polish too much where we're following a script, then people lose the connection with you, your essence, your magnetism, and who you are as a human being. And now more than ever, it's so easy to polish. With the introduction of ChatGPT, you can put together a polished script in a matter of seconds. And with the ability to have teleprompters on the screen, you can read it. And again, you can get lost and sound really robotic. The balance is having the both. Being able to have some polish around your message so that it really lands, yet also being able to pause and be present, to really connect to the message within. And one of the ways that I do that is I ask myself when I'm in the pause, what is it for me here to say? What do I want to say right now? What feels real and true for me? And the way that comes out is when you are truly connected to your body, when you are anchored into your truth. Because for full transparency, putting this video together, I use ChatGPT to help me out to kind of pull the key points together. Now, I could have used ChatGPT to pull the full script. However, we as speakers and leaders have a role to play to question that and to self-check in to go, is this my truth? Is this what I really believe? Because ChatGPT said, stop polishing and pause more. However, I believe that there is a balance of polish and pause. So that's not really my truth if I was to follow what ChatGPT said to me. My truth is I believe there is a place for both. And the way you know whether you are too much from one end to the other is you will know that by the responses that you're receiving from your audience. You will know that intuitively as you are connected to your body and your knowingness. And also from a business perspective, the results that are coming in. If you are using speaking to build your fee, your brand, and using speaking to enroll people into your vision, into your offering, then there will be a sense of polish required in order for your message to really land. And when you have the balance of both, then you know that people are connected to you and who you are and your story and what you stand for. And they're also connected to the message that you've continued to refine and embody. So in saying that, as I speak these words, polish also comes naturally from embodiment. When you embody all that you speak and lead, then there is no push to perform. Ooh, I love that. Just love how that landed. So if I go to the second tip around moving from performance to presence, is to trust in the messiness, to trust in the messiness of your message, and to know that when you are fully embodied, present, and anchored to your body, to your truth, to your message, then it will land and be received as it's meant to. And know that not everyone will receive or it won't land with everyone, because my frequency and your frequency is very different. You and I can be word for word saying the same thing, yet your message may land different to someone else. And so to move from performance to presence is to allowing yourself to trust in the messy. Right here, right now, I am in a different space to where I normally am. I love that this message is coming through in the space that I'm not normally in, because I'm anchoring in trusting in the messy, trusting that the words that are coming out are what's meant to be spoken today. So to move from performance to presence is to trust in the messy. And then the third thing is to anchor in your body. Now, there are many ways that you can anchor in your body. Some of these ways can be through breath work, through meditation, through dancing. I use tapping as my way to anchor into my body. And another thing that I use is my own ritual, my ritual of coming into the space, getting the camera on, putting my microphone on, getting my water, right? These are all intentional steps of anchoring. And so moving from performance to presence is anchoring in your body and knowing that when there is something that feels off, to tune into that part of you and ask it, what does it need right now in order for you to feel safe? Safe to be present, safe to speak and share your ideas, your truth, and safe to not have to perform, but to be totally who you are. So there you have it, ladies. There are the 3 key things to make that confidence shift from performance to presence. The first one is, I started off with saying, stop polishing, start pausing. And the polish will happen when you are fully embodied in your message, in what you're here to share, you stand for, to enroll people. I believe there is a space for both, for the polish and the pause. The second one was trust in the messy. And the third, anchor in your body. And out of all of these 3, which one resonates with you right now that you can take for yourself to support you to move from the performance to the presence? I'd invite you to put that in the comments, because I'd love to hear which one really spoke to you. And if you also have any questions with what I'm sharing with you today, I hope you enjoyed this mini masterclass of the confidence shift. Thank you. Have an amazing day.